Hi everyone. So we are now starting, week 5 of summer term. It's actually the last week of this term, which is mad. Usually it's my favourite term because it's the shortest, and we've missed it. We've been at home for it, so there you go. So let's address the grey-haired elephant in the room. I have finally done something with the roots. First of all, went bright blonde. It was a bit yellow, so I have now put a silver tone over the top, and I now look like my 60-year-old auntie. Although she does rock it, so, you know, I'll take that. A couple of things I would like to address. All good things. So the first thing is I saw a really great thing this week, and I thought I'd share it with you. So I want you to process your life and the things in it in this way, okay? So I don't know if you've heard of a Venn diagram. I'm just going to draw one right now. So a Venn diagram, we have two intersecting circles. I know they're not very circular, but hey-ho. So on one side, I'm going to write important stuff. And on the other, I'm going to write stuff you can control. And you see, the good thing with the Venn diagram is the most important bit is where you get the crossover in the middle. So this bit here is the only bit that you can actually do anything about. And I think in lockdown, this really spoke to me when I saw this. So you've got to focus on what's really important in your life, in the big scheme of things, not falling out with a friend or squabbling with a sibling or being mad that your parents asked you to put away the dishwasher stuff or whatever, but the really important stuff, okay? And then this is really important right now because we can't control a lot of what is going on. So all you can really worry about is the stuff in the middle. And once you whittle it down to what's important and what you can control, it actually kind of clears your head and your space to be able to say, well, you know what I'm doing right now is just fine. So I thought I'd share that with you today. And the second thing is, for this week, thank you so much for sending me all of your VE Day pictures and messages. I've got loads of stuff to talk about. But this week, I'd really like you to have a think about what positives you've gained from lockdown. Like, what have you learned about yourself or about your family? How do you think you've maybe changed a little bit? How do you view the world, or what do you appreciate a little bit more? So for example, I have realised how much I appreciate my family and my job, and actually I don't miss never being on time for anything and always being late and being stressed out all the time because I can't do everything and be everywhere to all people. However, I really, really miss working and being at school, and I miss you guys, and I miss the dramas, and I miss teaching, and I miss all of that stuff, and I don't think that I'd really appreciated that. The other thing I appreciate is that my kids have learnt to play on their own without getting bored. They don't ask me anymore, what are we doing today, Mum? Because they know we're not doing anything, and that's actually been a really great thing for them to learn a little bit of resilience. I also just need to point out how cool is my t-shirt. I've been social distancing before it was cool. So, I also have some really great news. I didn't tell you a few weeks ago because I wasn't sure whether Mr. Willett was going to tell his form or what, but Mr. Willett's wife had their baby. He's called Isaac James Willett, and she had him on the 6th of May. So congratulations, Mr. and Mrs. Willett. That's an absolutely amazing and really crazy to have had a lockdown baby. That's very exciting. So you have to tell us all about what that was like in the hospital when you're back. So congratulations on that, and I hope that everything's going really, really well. So, seeing as we started off with the silverness that's going on in my hair, I've got a few more from you guys. So Taylor Coxon telling me that his hair is getting so long that he's having to wear a hat every day, which, I mean, to be fair, if you don't trust your parents to cut your hair, that's probably the best option. He also gave me a little random fact, I'm not sure if he's being serious or not, that he's now becoming a pro hula hooper. It's not the most random talent that I have been told about this week. There's more to come. The other one that really cracked me up was Kobe. Kobe sent me a message saying that he'd asked his dad to do his hair like Matty Healy of the 1975. Now, because I'm old and I don't know what that was, I thought he meant from 1975, so I was like, what is he talking about? Luckily, Kobe attached a photograph, and it's actually a band, and it's a guy with a mohawk in a band. And it turns out that even though Kobe's dad is not a hairdresser, he's done an amazing mohawk. And indeed, it does look just like Matty Healy's from the 1975. So that's pretty exciting. And kudos to your dad. Well done for that, Kobe. So those are the only kind of hair-related stories that I have this week, but I do have loads of stuff. So I'm going to go on to the bakers a little bit more, and I'm deadly serious about doing a bake-off. We will not only do a bake-off, we will then sell all of our things off in that day and raise loads and loads of money for charity. This is a big plan that I now have in my head for when we get back to school. So I've had Vicky Shipman's been making jam tarts. I've got Emily Bishop making red velvet cake and funfetti shortbread. I did have to ask about that one. That meant shortbread with like sprinkles, you know, like coloured sprinkles on the top. That sounds really cool. Reese Clark has been making focaccia, which I'm very impressed people making bread, although he does say that they've now run out of white bread flour, so I think that's probably the end of the focaccia there. James Hall has been making, now then, he made a chocolate cake and he put fondant icing on, and he even has these cool pens that you can draw on, and he'd drawn a Union Jack in these like icing pen things, which sound really cool, and I think even I might be able to manage something like that. Adrian made an amazing banana and walnut loaf, which looked amazing. All these things, I love getting the photographs because they just look so good. Leanne Oborn's making cupcakes. I got Alice Thompson-Oswald making an Easter cake, and basically you guys are just baking us out of flour. I was talking to my dad earlier on the phone, and he was just like, well, how are these children, where are they finding their flour? Where are they getting their flour from? I haven't been able to find flour for weeks. So my dad was pretty annoyed that you guys have clearly got all the flour out there. I did suggest to him that maybe it was this thing called the internet that you might have got it from, but I don't know. Okay, and so I asked you to send me about your VE day. So loads of you had street parties, social distancing, of course. So let me run through a few of these. I've got Lola Bibby. She actually played her clarinet for the whole street, which must have been really nerve-wracking. So well done for doing that. That's really great. Similarly, on a music theme, Reese was telling me that some people in his street had a microphone and they were singing into that, and it got a bit leery, I think. So I suspect he had to go inside and close his windows at some point. But that sounds like his street had a great time. I've got Billy Adams and Joe Hall. You guys were having barbecues, not together, just I've got colour coding so I don't forget what everybody's been up to. Imogen Stewart and Kobe also had a tea party in the close and made a Victoria sponge, I forgot that. First attempt, and it looked pretty good. So I also asked what you've been reading. There have been people reading like all the Percy Jacksons. I've had somebody reading, I don't know if you've read the Gone series. Oh my gosh, if you like the Hunger Games, then read the Gone series. They're so good. And I'd recommended it to somebody and they've come back and said they really enjoyed it, so that was great. I've had loads of pictures. Joel Hercock, for example, been doing loads of reading, so much so that he's had to build a bookshelf to actually put all of his books on, so that's also good life skills, doing some DIY there, Joel. Cameron Batty, you've been reading loads of books. What else have I got in here? I've mentioned the pro hula hooping, and that's going to lead me on to Nathan C. has been learning how to whittle wood, which is a really random skill to have, but very impressive, and he even sent me some photographs. Some more random ones. Isaac Dennis has been learning to backflip, something I have to say that looks really cool if you can do it. So, I mean, why not use your time? He's also been helping his granddad doing some shopping and mowing his lawn and stuff like that, so it's really great to hear you guys doing stuff like that. Not only has Emily been baking her red velvet cupcakes and her funfetti shortbread, she's also done all of the Joe Wicks so far. Now I have to say, I did the first 3 weeks and I was all up for doing every single day. 3 weeks was all I managed, so well done, that's a pretty impressive feat. I've got Silvana has been painting. She's been painting, she found some slabs and she's painted these gorgeous things on them and put them outside the front of her house. And Juliet, I really like this, she's done some painted rocks that are all NHS themed, and she's actually hidden them around Lincoln, and I don't live too far from the Bale, so I'm going to go up and try and find some of them, so that's quite fun. Flynn Taylor sent me a video of his family playing a game. Within their family, they'd all had to film different movies for a guessing quiz game. So they had to film a movie and then show their other friends and family on Zoom or whatever, and they had to guess what the movie was. Now, I guessed straight away, but it was absolutely genius. It was 4 weddings and a funeral, and I have to say that your entire family looked great in that wedding dress. You included, Flynn. So thank you very much for that. Sorry to embarrass you, but it really did make me laugh this morning. That was brilliant. I've also got... I think that's me nearly done, actually. Oh, you know, I mentioned somebody had got a puppy. I think it was Oliver P. last week. Ellie Morley sent me a picture of her new puppy. Oh my good lord. It is the cutest thing I've ever seen. Now, she says that it's a Westie Pooshan. So I'm assuming it's part Westie, part Poodle, and part Bichon Frise, but I might have got that last bit wrong, because I don't know. But oh my god, it was just like this little white ball of fluff. Really cute. So I think... that's everything. It does take me a few hours. Oh no, it isn't. It isn't all talking about dogs. It was leading me on to dogs. Lexi sent me a picture of her new hair. She's had a haircut. But actually I was really distracted because her dog is sat on her bed in the background and everything in her room has got dogs on. It's Ace. So that was also something that cheered me up loads today. I hope I haven't missed anybody. It does take me a long time to go through. I absolutely love it. It's my best bit of the week is going through all of your comments, reading all the comments, looking at all the pictures. I absolutely love it. So send me more things. I really would like to see things that you're grateful for, things that you have learned or positives that you found from lockdown for this week. Let's keep our spirits up because it's just going on and on and on, isn't it? And I know that the media at the minute, I don't know if you guys are watching the news or if you've sort of given up, but people seem to be squabbling a lot and arguing about what's going to happen with schools. And I know that we maybe feel like we're being pulled and pushed in different directions. But I don't want you to worry about any of that stuff. Just keep going on the VLE, do a couple of activities as often as you can, and try and think about all the wonderful things that you've actually had the opportunity to do in these very, very strange times. So I'm not sure Mr. Nola's going to like the slightly bluey tint that I have to my hair, but I'm not sure there's a lot I can do about it right now. Hopefully it'll have washed out a bit lighter by the time we go back to school. Okay guys, have a really great week and look after yourselves. Bye.